Alright, for our first trick we need somebody to pick a card. It's the King of Hearts. We're going to cut the king into the middle. Now we're just going to go through the cards. Watch closely. One card jumps out just like that. The King of Hearts, their card. Okay, so the way this trick works, what you're going to do, have somebody select a card. Say it's the Three of Hearts. Going to turn it over on top of the deck. Then you're going to swing cut. You're going to pick up the cards like this. Alright, you're going to swing cut about half of the deck. Grab it over here. This is called the waddle, that fat there. Going to grab it with the waddle of your thumb and put it back into mechanics grip. Going to take another small packet and you're going to put it on top. When you do, what you want to do though is take your pinky and just slightly curl it over right there. It doesn't have to be very much, just a little bit. Now from the front, this looks like the cards are just a little bit off. It doesn't really look that bad, especially when you're putting more packets on top. But from the back, we can tell we know where our card is. It's right there. So what we're going to do is somewhat square up the deck. Not a pile, but just make sure that it looks a little better from the front. If you want to, a good way to make it look like it's squared up is to bend the cards like this from the front. Alright, so you're bending these cards to make it look like you're squaring up the deck, whereas you still have the break in the back. Then what you're going to do is start going through the cards like this, and you're going to take your fingers underneath and you're going to put them on the card underneath our selected card. Okay? So you're going to feel that card after you go down through. So I have a feel for that card. And once I get to that card, I'm going to stop pulling with my hands here when I pull it out, and I'm going to put my finger on that card that's one above our selected card. I'm going to put my fingers there, and then I'm going to go through the rest of these cards, and I'm going to put my thumb one past and put my thumb onto that card there. So I don't want to make it obvious that that's the card though, so I want to do this somewhat smoothly. So we have our pinky break, go through these cards, get my fingers onto that one, then go through the rest of these cards like this. And put my thumb here. So that means this one is not being touched by my hands at all. The rest of the cards are, but this one's free floating. Then I'm going to push down with this packet, push up with this packet, and when you do that, and you just push down and up, then you're going to move to the side, and after a little bit, the card will pop out. And it doesn't really matter where it goes. The idea is that this card is just boing, it's jumping out. You know, if you want to get really ambitious, you can try to catch it again inside the deck, which is very difficult, but you know, just for fun. So you just have your pinky break above the card, go down through, put your fingers on the card above it, then you're going to put your thumb right next to the card, push down and up, and it will pop out. So let's check that out in split screen. This is going to show you the spectators and your perspective. Card is selected. Cut the card into the middle. The handling tip for the day: when you hold a deck, you want to hold it in mechanics grip. 3 fingers on the side, index finger on top, and thumb alongside. This is a position where you can go into different other flourishes, and it's just the best way to hold cards. If you need to, you can hold them up a little more elevated, holding them by the sides of the deck. But this is a good way to control the cards. 3 fingers, index finger, and thumb alongside. That's mechanics grip. As far as tips, if you want to get good at card magic, you need to practice. This may seem obvious. Make sure you practice in front of a mirror or for a video camera, and make sure that the trick looks good before you start practicing it on for regular people or your family or whatever. If you have a friend who's also doing magic, that's another great person to practice on. And you can be honest with each other about how the things look. And you want to be comfortable with cards. And that means just holding a deck a lot. That just having control over what you're doing. Whenever you drop cards in a routine, it just shows that you don't really know what you're doing. You're not in control as much, unless that was part of the trick. So try to be in control of the cards, and you need to practice to be able to do that.